is we're going to show you the various tools that you need to replace the go-part mirror that you have bought. This is going to be replacing it on a 2004 Camry, and it's going to be the right passenger side mirror, which the same thing will apply if it was on the driver's side. So you can see there's 4 tools, a little pry screwdriver or a regular flat blade, a small narrow screwdriver to remove the power plug that's connected in the mirror's movement, a 10mm screwdriver, and a Phillips screwdriver if you have to take the side panel off.
You can either use a tool something like this, which is like a nail puller, or even a regular larger straight slot screwdriver like this would do the same thing. You just pry it like so. There's a clip here and a clip here, and that's the way it pops back on. Now with this particular year car, this one here, it's got a little tab which the screwdriver comes in real handy for. You reach in and push that tab down and the plug unplugs. Then most all the mirrors, they're either an 8mm nut or a 10mm nut, and Ford uses 11mm. But most of them are 10s. You can either use a socket, which works real good, or a wrench if you did not have a socket. If you drop the nut, then you take the door panel apart. And if you got the 3 nuts removed, there's your mirror and the plug with the gasket. This particular type of mirror comes with 3 new nuts and a jumper wire. A lot of cars, the plug is not up here. The plug will be down underneath the trim panel, and that's what this jumper is for. You can plug it into the mirror, which would reach down, and you could connect it down here. But on this particular Camry, the plug is up there, so we will not have to remove the door panel. When I get this mirror on, I'll show you the door panel is not that hard to remove. You put this on, you make sure your gasket is down where it needs to be. Just press it firmly in place. And if the mirror gets hit real hard, come around to the outside here. Sometimes these holes will be puckered or bent. You may have to bump them in. But this particular job where the mirror got broke, it did not hurt them holes. So all we have to do is reinstall. But you'll be able to tell when you put it on if it doesn't fit flush, which this one's off just a little bit. So what we have to do is bump this right here. This is a little bit high, so we'll have to bump that in so that the mirror fits flush. Does that pick up voice too? Okay. Now we're installing the mirror. Just get them all started and snug them. Don't tighten any one all the way tight at first. And if you get them all snug, then look at the outside and make sure the mirror is positioned the way it should be, and then go back and don't over tighten them, just snug them. It's just a mirror. Okay, then just a matter of installing your plug. Be sure you start it real straight because it's got little bitty prongs in there, and if you go in crooked, there's a chance that you could bend one of them, and there it is. It just pops right in and you're good to go. Now if you had to take this trim panel off, like I said before, to put this in, what you have, you've got one screw underneath this cover right here. Which is giving me a little bit of fit right now. There. Just a plastic cover that pops onto over this screw. You take this screw out, there's a screw underneath here that pops out. You take that screw out, and there's a screw underneath this cover right here. Most cars are like that. They'll have a screw underneath your handle, and they'll have a screw here where you're always pulling the door shut. When you take them three out, there'll be clips you pull straight out, and there'll be maybe a half a dozen clips that pop this door out, and then you just lift it straight up. And then you don't even have to disconnect none of this linkage or disconnect any of that. The trim panel will just slide down, and you'll be able to get to this plug, because this plug will be right in this area here. And with the door panel hanging down, you can make your connection and then just reverse the process, hook the top, snap the sides in, and then put your three screws back in. Everything just snaps together. And then this, you've got this here, you've got to catch that right there. Once you get that on, that's it. And the final thing is to check and make sure it works.
Now you get wrong key. Put the other key in, Jim. There you go.
Open.
Yeah.